I am 4 days out and peak week is upon us. So welcome back to another video, guys. It is peak week, we are almost there. Today is Wednesday, we compete on Sunday. We have a few things to get done today, but the main and most important thing is we're carbing up, we're starting to fill up today. So I'm going to head downstairs now for an in-person check-in with Ross, going to do a bit of pros and practice, and we're going to get the final adjustments in off him today. He said roughly we're looking at somewhere between 500 to 700 grams of carbs, so that will be nice, that'll be a treat. We had some adjustments kind of prior to this, pulling back cardio, a bit of adjustments to the stack and the XYZ, which I'll run through in a later portion of this vlog. But right now, sit back, relax, click like, click subscribe, and let's go down and take a look.
They're a lot sharper there. Yeah. Obliques are as well. They're a lot sharper there. Yeah. Much better, mate. You've pulled that film of fluid off now this morning. Yeah, it's much better than yesterday, mate. Much better. So again. Much better. Much sharper, mate. So like, you've been on pretty low food for a pretty long time. So I think by the time you actually recoup and give ourselves time to actually recoup, we'll be better. Do 600. 200, 655 today. We'll figure out the exact numbers for tomorrow, like it'll be 200, 450, 55. And then we'll just coast through the rest of the week and make the calls we need to. Be something similar to this, I'd say. But I don't want to kind of preliminarily call too far forward.
No, that's cool. Right, guys, so there you have it. That is my in-person check-in, bit of pose and practice done with Ross and Jim after. So it is currently 9:45 and I am absolutely ravenous. I've 600 grams of carbs going in today. You might have overheard that. 200 protein and 55 fat. I'm not going to give you calories and macros of every meal because I'm just not going to do that today for full day of eating. I'm just going to show you what I'm eating. The overall calories and macros are 200 protein, so pulling protein down a touch, okay, just to allow for the uptake of the carbohydrates. We have 600 carb and we have 55 grams of fat. So I've been running 200 carb since about June, July. Do you know what I mean? I haven't been above 300 carb since June time. Yeah, since June. So this is a nice little surplus of calories. 600 carb today, a bit of a pullback tomorrow, about 450 he mentioned, but it will depend on how we look kind of today. And in the morning we're going to go down and do a bit more posing once I have 3 meals in me. So we have 2 eggs, we have 80 grams of sourdough bread, which is my usual meal one on a rest day. I usually have smoked salmon with this, but because we're pulling down the fats, we're pulling down the the protein, I'm pulling that out. And then we have 110 grams of Cocoa Pops. Now I haven't had Cocoa Pops in 6 months, so that's going to be nice. Body weight this morning was a new low weigh in, 79.6 kg. The first time I've seen the 70s in I don't know how long. It must be well over 2 years, if not more, 2.5 years. So your boy is lean, and he's getting lean. The sharpest I've ever looked now this morning, so I am quite happy with how I looked. So that is 26 kilos pretty much taken off throughout this prep so far, which is a fucking lot of weight. I'd imagine that's going to be my lowest weight in to date. Okay, so probably never be this light again throughout the rest of the prep with food going in, but who knows how the body will respond. But look, less blabbing, less talking. I need to get this meal into me, eat this, crack on with a bit of work, eat again. I have my meals all planned out and prepped. I actually have them all in my MyFitnessPal, but also all written down on the notepad because I just like to be organized with the times to make sure everything is a-okay. So let's get this in, let's do some work, and I'll pick up with you in a bit. I can't be the only person that does that with cereal, drinks the milk after. It's the best part. Meal 1 in, done and dusted. I'm slightly out of frame, so I'm going to crouch down here so you can see my beautiful face. Meal 1 is in. It's just 10 AM on the button. I wanted to get that in a bit earlier than usual. Usually I have my meal 1 at 10. Ideally I would have had it about an hour ago, but posing, checking in and stuff like that, it's still all good. So I'm going to get on with a bit of work and we're going to pick up again for my second meal of the day, we're going to run 6 meals across the day. We're going to keep water relatively the same, and then we're also going to add a tiny bit extra sodium. So yeah, everything else is a-okay. I have some check-ins to get back to now. Today, Wednesday, it's a good day for me for check-ins, so we've got to get everyone looked after. Usually it's a training day today. We actually have changed around my split as well, so we're resting today, upper pump tomorrow, upper pump Friday, the day that we travel to Derry. And then on Saturday, depending on kind of how we look, we might get some blood in there on the muscle. But yeah, that's that. Let's get stuck into some work. I'm going to grab myself a Monster as well. So back in the hot seat. I just finished off a bit of work, check-ins. Had a Monster. I also have serving of Hydromax in here as well with some glutamine. Glutamine, in my opinion, has saved my digestion in this prep. I wasn't Digest-Max and it just was not doing it for me. Glutamine lets everything pass through, in my own opinion. So time for meal number 2. It is 20 past 12. I would have liked to have had this maybe about 20 minutes ago, but we have 100 grams of oats, we have 30 grams of iso whey. Now I usually don't use iso whey, I usually use just your regular whey protein from Perform, but feel as though I'm carrying a small bit of fluid. I was a lot sharper this morning than I was yesterday, but from today I said I would switch out the regular whey protein to iso whey, as there's no lactose, no dairy, and hopefully that will dry me out any bit more than if it can. So I actually don't like iso whey. I know it sounds stupid, but the way I make my oats, I like them thick. Iso whey just fucking doesn't make them thick. It just waters them down. So it is what it is. It's not going to be as enjoyable as my usual serving of oats, but there is 100 grams, and usually I only have 80 or 70, and we also have 100 grams of berries, 2 grams of salt, and a gram of cinnamon on top, which I also weigh every time as well to keep it consistent. So we're going to get this meal in, watch a bit of YouTube, finish off a bit more work. Then I have 8,000 steps for the day to do. I probably have about 1,000 or 2,000 done already, so I am going to head into town to run a few errands, get things ready for the weekend. I also want to pick myself up something nice for the weekend, which I will show you when I do get in there. I believe as though I deserve it, and yeah, I'll take you with us. So watch a bit of YouTube, eat this meal, and we will catch up with you then in a momento.
All you take to capture this with
just not as good as regular whey protein. Yo guys, so just running into town. Said I'd break up the video and bring you in with me. So just gonna stop in for a coffee, gonna go and probably do a little sunbed as well, you know, before we get the tan on at the weekend. You want to have a bit of a natural colour, and then I'm going to head into the Arundel, into the shopping centre, and I want to pick up something that I wanted to get for quite some time. So yeah, we'll show you that when we get there. But first stop is going to be coffee shop for a black Americano. Back once again with the Renegade Master. So you saw it, went into town, ran a few errands, sunbed, coffee, pick up something nice, and apple as well, which I'll give you a look at now in a second. But it is mealtime, so we have 115 grams of rice. Usually my rice portions are 60 grams, so this is a nice little treat. We have 200 grams of chicken, and we have pulled veg today. Usually I have a full pepper and a full onion with this meal, so I just added a couple of jalapenos on top, and we got 10 grams of sriracha mayo and 10 grams of sriracha chili sauce. So keeping sauce consistent throughout the whole time. I did say at the start of this prep that I would start tracking my sauces if my weight plateaued or if I stalled, but honestly my fat loss has just been linear from the start. Okay, so there was no real need there because I'm pretty good. I keep it consistent, I don't overdo it, and try to get on an extra 10 grams. So I need to get this into me. We're going to head downstairs and do a bit more posing in about an hour and a half once this is digested. Just take another look at me with food in me. But yeah, I'm a small bit behind now because I got caught up in town, so I'm going to get stuck into this. I'm sure you're all dying to know what I got inside an apple. So I got the new Beats Studio Pros. I'm just sick of fucking AirPods. They just keep breaking, keep disconnecting. I lose them. Just sick of it. I wanted to switch up. I said I was going to get Beats at the start of the prep. I didn't. So I thought, you know what? Let's get them before my show. That'd be my little treat to myself. Now I did buy myself a new pair of Jordans as well last week as a treat, but fuck it. If you don't treat yourself, who will? So let's crack these bad boys open. I think Beats are sick. Old school, over the head. packaging looks good. Clean. Now, I did go with, what colour? What do you reckon? Just your standard black. I was looking at the brown. They came in brown, black, navy, which I'm never going to get, and like a white sandstone colour. But I was like, do you know what? Black goes with everything. Let's just play it safe. So yeah, supposedly the noise cancellation on these are quite good. It was either these or pay an extra 200 quid for the AirPods, the new AirPros, whatever the fuck they're called. But no, I think the beats are sick. So quite happy with these. They will be my show day, show weekend kind of purchase. I'll have my headphones on, I'll be in the zone, and I'll be two-stepping away. I won't be two-stepping, the feet will be up, they'll be relaxed. They are loud. They're sick. I'm happy with that. The only thing I don't like is when you take them off, they don't automatically pause, like when you take out your AirPod, but if you just press that button there, stops and starts. So happy days. Can't beat an over the head pair of headphones, in my opinion. Just sick, just cool, like, isn't it? Wrap them around the neck, bit of a fashion statement as well. So yeah, happy with these. Right, so one thing I want to run through with you is my adjustments over the last few days. So since Thursday gone, my cardio was brought down from 40 down to 20. So I'm doing 40 cardio daily, 7-8 weeks, maybe even a bit longer. I'll have to double check that. That was brought down to 20 on Thursday, and then we ran that from Thursday through to Sunday, and then from Monday, so 2 days ago, cardio has been pulled completely. Steps were also at 16k for the last, I'd imagine, 12 weeks. Let me actually just double check this with you. So for the last 10 weeks, steps have been at 16k, cardio at 40 minutes. We also had a stint where cardio was at 50 minutes too, leading up to the photo shoot. That was pulled back down to 40 since then. Today, or since Thursday, steps were brought down to 12k. Then from Monday they're brought down to 10, and from today onwards they're brought down to 8k. So I have 7,500 steps done, and it is not even 4 o'clock in the evening, so I'm pretty much sitting down here now for the rest of the day, bar going downstairs to pose for Ross again in about half an hour's time. So they've been the adjustments. Food on Monday, there was 70 carb added in. We've been running 2,030 calories for the last 4 weeks. Prior to that it was 2,130, 2,230, but I haven't been anywhere above 300 carb since the first week in June, you know what I mean? So since the first week in June, so June, July, August, 3 months, 3.5 months, we've been sub 300 carb, which does take its toll. So I've been running 200 for the last 6 weeks, and prior to that it was like 230, 240, 250 upwards. So obviously today was 600 going in. That is welcomed, and the game plan kind of going forward is 600 today, pull back slightly tomorrow, 450, and run 450 through till Sunday pretty much. Obviously that is subject to change. In terms of stack design, which I'm sure everyone's pretty interested in, there hasn't been too many manipulations. There was a few orals added in over the last kind of 10 days, 2 weeks. So we had a bit of Anavar going in, some Winstrol. Clen was pulled back down to 80. I had my last jab of test as well going in Monday gone, so that will hopefully bring in a harder, drier look. How much that will work, we don't know. And GH pulled completely as well. So that's kind of been the adjustments. Everything else is staying the same. Thyroid is still in place, Clen in at a lower level, Winstrol and Clen. That's pretty much it. Anavar also. So yeah, as a whole, I'm quite happy where I'm at. Posing this morning, I was quite happy with how the physique looked. We'll see how I look now as well in the next half an hour for some posing. I probably won't bring you down for that, but we'll pose again in the morning after the 600 carb. Hopefully there's a bit more of a pop to my physique while being just as lean. That'll be the goal. So I do try to keep it as transparent with you guys as possible, especially on YouTube. I can chat a bit more to you. I know anyone who watches YouTube is that bit more invested, so that's why I have no issue kind of opening up and speaking about this kind of stuff with you, as that is the true bodybuilding. So yeah, as a whole, we're quite happy. I'm going to go downstairs now. Well, I'm going to actually answer a couple of my Q&As that I got today on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, what the fuck you doing? Coach by Keen. And then in 30 minutes, head downstairs, meet Ross, back up, have another meal. So yeah, that's what we're looking like. Right, so just the smallest change of plans. We're posing in about 30-45 minutes. So one of my meals today was just rice cakes and jam. I'm actually going to have this now prior to posing, because replicate kind of what might be done on show day. So 3 rice cakes, 30 grams of jam, that's a mouthful, and just a small bit of salt on top, just a gram on these, because these are already lightly salted. So not a gram in each one, just spaced out across them all. Eat this little decaf coffee for me here, and answer some questions on Instagram, and we'll go down and we'll pause, and I'll let you know how we look. Just back up from posing downstairs with Ross. We are about 400 carb deep. It is 5 p.m. and we're both quite happy with the look, so I will overlay the video that we took downstairs. It's iPhone footage, but I'll throw it up on the screen or in the corner or something so you can see how I'm looking. Definitely a lot more life to the physique, a lot more of a pop to the physique. Food is doing its thing. Now I believe the reason it's working so well is because the output coming down. It's because my cardio has been taken out, my steps have been halved, and the food is actually, you know, working its magic. So food is not a bad thing. You know, people are afraid to eat, especially coming to peak week. They're afraid that they'll bloat, they'll do this and they'll do that, and that they'll ruin the look, and that can be done if you spill over. But if you're choosing the right foods, you're eating foods that digest well with you, and if you do spill over, you can always pull back. Like, you know, today is Wednesday, we have until Sunday to kind of ace the look and perfect the look. So honestly right now I'm quite happy. I was feeling like a fat piece of shit on Monday, if I'm being quite honest. Thought I was fat, I wasn't lean enough, and today I'm over the moon with the look for where I'm at in my journey. Do you know what I mean? I'm not the most heavily muscled fella. I'm still a junior. I'm long limbed, you know, I'm just that, they're excuses. But for where I'm at in my journey, I'm quite happy with the look today, and I believe that I have done pretty much everything I could do up until this point. You know what I mean? We were 26 kilos off, not a day of cardio missed, not a meal missed, not a gram over, not a gram under. Everything that I was supposed to do was done. So I control everything I can control. I can't control who shows up on the day. I can't control who I'm going against. Someone there that's better than me, shake their hand and you move on with it. But as a whole, really happy with the physique, really happy with the look. I think just the drop in stress, even from knowing that the work is done and I can kind of ease off into things now, is just bringing the physique back to life. So be interesting to see how we look in the morning. I'll bring you down for that posing session too. We still have 2 meals to get in anyway, so I'll show you them on this higher carb peak week vlog, should I say. And Ross said likelihood is we'll actually run similar tomorrow, 600 carb again, because it's just going down so well. So the food is being uptaken, the body is responding, and that is green light. So happy days, he's happy, I'm happy. I'm going to do a tiny bit of work here now, and then we're going to sit down for meal number 5 in the exact same spot, because this is where I sit all day, eating, drinking, working. The life of an online coach.
His and hers.
Right, so meal number 5 going in. 115 grams of rice, 175 mince, small bit of lettuce, and jalapenos. So hot sauce too, 2 grams of salt as well. So usually on this meal I have 300 potatoes or 350 potatoes and 250 grams of mince, but protein's been pulled down a touch today to allow for the uptake carbohydrates, and obviously rice sits a lot better than starchy carbohydrates, e.g. potatoes, so full of fibre. So we want carbs that are going to pass through the system nice and quickly and allow the body to uptake them. So rice based carbohydrates are the one for that. So this is going to be like a makeshift burrito bowl for me. Following this, square dark chocolate, and then we're on to our 6th and final meal. Alright, so guys, it is time for our 6th and final meal of the day. It is 8:10. This is the time I usually have my final meal at anyways. So we have 115 grams of core. We have cream of rice, for anyone who doesn't know the abbreviation. You're obviously not a bodybuilder if you don't know what core stands for. We have 30 grams of whey isolate paste. Whey isolate paste just does not hit the same as your regular whey paste, I must say. It's just not the same. It just doesn't mix as well with oats as a paste as anything, in my own opinion. And then we have 100 grams of blueberries, 2 grams of salt, and 2 grams of cinnamon on this meal. So Ross has also ordered that we have a serving of Peak Max. So these bad boys here, I'm gonna get these into me. Pathetic, couldn't get them in go. And I'm also going to just knock back a small bit of melatonin as well to put me to sleep. This is meal number 6. This is the final meal of the day. That brings our total to 200 protein, 600 carb, and 55 fat. So very interested to see how the look is in the morning, what the physique is like. Be interesting to see what the peak max does as well. As I've actually never taken peak max myself. I've only actually given it to clients. I've never actually put it in my own body. I think that's pretty much everything. We're going to pick back up in the morning. We'll see where body weight is at. Again, we were 79.6 this morning, which is a new low weight. If the food has done its job, we might see ourselves jump up in the scale a small bit, so that would be welcome. And yeah, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to enjoy this meal now. Usually I have a poverty yogurt bowl with berries, so having this much carbs before bed is probably going to knock me out, which I can't wait for. So let's pick up with you guys in the morning. I'm going to log off and watch some Netflix. Right guys, so it is the following morning. You would have saw I got up, I weighed myself, we were up 0.9 from yesterday. Did a bit of posing. Game plan has slightly changed. I was originally supposed to meet Ross downstairs fasted, but now he wants me to get a meal in first and meet him in about 19 minutes. So it is currently 7:45. I am going to go with 80 grams of carbohydrates, 25 grams of protein, and 12.5 grams of fat. So we have 100 grams of core, we have 25 whey paste, isolate again, but needs must, and also we have 25 grams of dark chocolate, so that equates to 13 grams of fat. 1 gram of sodium on this as well. So I usually do not eat at this time. Usually my first meal is at 10 a.m, so a bit earlier than usual, but look, it is what it is for the week that's in it. And yeah, we'll get this in. We'll go for a small bit of a pump downstairs. We'll take a look at us after. I like to have my creamy rice cold and my oats cold, so having this warm is going to fucking just drive me up the wall. But it is what it is. Needs must. Looks fucking phenomenal. So yeah, let's get this into us. Yo, so just heading downstairs now to check in again with Ross. Had that meal about an hour and a half ago, so it has it's sitting still in my stomach, hasn't digested properly, but we're going to go down, we're going to get some blood, just going to do a few push-ups, maybe a few pull-ups, maybe a few bicep curls. But we are going to go to the gym again later on today, get a proper pump and see how we look then. Head up.
But it feels better hitting those poses too.
Yeah, it does. Definitely gonna feel a lot fuller, like, you know what I mean?
Man, you're way for that. You're way for that.
Probably don't feel it as tight as I did there, but that'll go.
Only 18 hours ago, it's gonna be steady, right?
But I do feel as lean, like.
Yeah, look at that. Okay.
So back up from posing with Ross. Ross is happy with the look, I'm happy with the look, so we're going to run the same thing again today. 600 carb, 200 protein, 55 fat, exact same meals. So you can see just having my bowl of oats now, watching some YouTube, and then we're going to go into FLF for a pump session. So I'm not going to show you all the meals today, it's going to be the exact same thing, only I'm going to change the Cocoa Pops I had in meal 1, and I'm going to replace that later in the evening and swap it for the creamy rice, because I had creamy rice early. So rinse and repeat pretty much is the verdict from today. Right guys, so just outside the gym, we're going to head in for a little pump session. Just going to be chest, delts, lats, biceps, triceps, bit of posing after as well. So a lot of posing in this video, as you mentioned, but that is what it is like on peak week. That's what it's supposed to be like, just assessing the look, seeing when and where you look best, and trying to replicate that then on show day. So I'm excited now to see what I look like after the pump today, the food in me, with the 600 carb yesterday and probably about 180-ish carb in now today, a bit more fats than usual as well, so that'll be interesting. So yeah, let's get in, let's get after it, and we'll do some posing after. Gonna go pose in a second, bro. Quads are looking decent enough. Right guys, and that is a wrap. That is the last session in FLF before prep. So we will have a session in tomorrow, Friday in Derry, and potentially a session on Saturday as well. But the last session in FLF, 24 weeks of training, blood, sweat, and trust me, tears have gone into that place. But I'm gonna go back now, did a good few rounds of posing after, gonna go back, gonna get my post-workout, and we wrap up this video pretty fucking soon. Right guys, so back from the gym now, about 2 hours pretty much, having a post-workout meal, and we have got a package from Amazon. So got a few bits just prior to the weekend, just to make sure everything is in order. So I'll give you a look at what we got. Should have had these open before I started recording the video, that would have been smart of me. Got just another weighing scales, just to bring with me, a little small one, portable one, body weight scales. That is, got 3 span new lunch boxes, because everyone loves a new lunchbox. These are my favourite ones too. That size, 2 litres. Fill them up, last in the off season too. So that is going to be that. Everyone loves a new lunchbox, as I said, especially for show weekend. Don't know if I need to hide my address. Am I that famous? Another scales. Now, I probably know what you're thinking. No, I'm not doing deals. I'm not doing 2 bags for a oneer. I need this just to weigh out my salt and everything else, because sometimes the scales I have is just a bit dodgy when it comes to the exact gram of salt, so leaving nothing to chance. Vitamin C, drives diuresis. Sealable lunch bags. Okay, so 40 gallon size bags. They're probably fucking way too big, are they? They definitely are way too big. Fucking size of them books. Well, that is pretty much it guys. This is going to wrap up the video. It's been a long one, so I appreciate anyone who is still sticking around. Appreciate anyone who has watched the prep series as a whole. The next video you'll see will be the stage, will be show day. So show day vlog coming up. I will hand the camera over to Smokes, my videographer, who's arriving down to Manchester tonight, and we hit the road first thing bright and early tomorrow morning for our flight to Derry. So flight's at like 7:30 or 8 AM, double check that, so we'll be leaving here at like 5. But yeah, thanks for watching. Again, as I said, if you watched this far, if you have followed the prep journey to date, really appreciate you. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, because I know majority of people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. So please do hit subscribe, it means a lot. And yeah, the work is done now. Let's fucking enjoy it. So peace out, see you in the next one.